Hey, what's up you guys, Dakota here, and today I'm just going to do a quick tattoo tour for you guys, updated through 2020. I've never done an actual tattoo tour on this YouTube channel, but I have done one previously on my TikTok account, which will be linked in the description below, but it's a bit outdated. There are some tattoos that I've gotten since then that weren't featured in that video, so I'm hoping that this one will be up to date for you guys. A lot of people have been asking about this type of video, and a lot of you guys have questions about my tattoos, particularly my chest piece, whether they hurt, how much they cost, where I got them, so on and so forth. So I'm hoping to answer some of those questions for you guys today with this video. I'm just going to go in chronological order, tell you what it is, where I got it, who did it, so on and so forth. And if you guys have any further questions or comments about any of my tattoos or anything like that, feel free to comment down below. You can DM me on Instagram, and I'm more than happy to help you guys out and answer any questions that you might have. The first tattoo that I ever got was actually a stick and poke. It's on my left ring finger. It's supposed to be like a wave, but it looks like a squiggly line at this point. It was done in just literally in a bedroom with a needle and printer ink, and I honestly wish that it would fade, but it's been, Jesus Christ, maybe 4 years since I got it. It was done in 2016, maybe 2017, and it hasn't gone away yet. The second ever tattoo that I got was actually a professional tattoo, not another stick and poke, and it is the script on my elbow. I got this one done in September of 2018. It says "Fortune favors the bold" in Latin. I won't butcher the pronunciation for you guys. It was done by Sharky in San Marcos, Texas at Classic Tattoo Shop. I went to that shop for a lot of my tattoos back when I lived in the States, because I went to school at Texas State, and so Classic Tattoo was one of the most popular tattoo shops in town. They have a relatively good price range, so pretty affordable for all the college kids that roll through that shop. So yeah, I got that script on my elbow done. It was more of a take on the self-made tattoo trend that a lot of trans guys get done. I didn't really want to be a cliche and have that tattooed on me, so I decided to do the quote, "Fortune favors the bold." But yeah, I got that one done September of 2018, and then right after that, in November of 2018, same shop, Classic Tattoo, different artist, Brandon did the fang on my collarbone. This one I get a lot of questions about, mainly because it was a flash piece, and he tattooed it a little bit larger than the actual flash piece was, and so it looks a bit wonky. A lot of people ask me if it's a piece of meat or if it's a bone or what, but it's actually supposed to be like a fang, like a fucking tooth. So yeah, that was just like a spur of the moment tattoo. I didn't really put much thought into it. I just walked in with my friend and we just picked some flash out of the bucket that they have there at the front of the shop, and decided to get that one done. This next tattoo actually has a lot of meaning to me. I got it as a tribute to my grandmother. It's the butterfly on my back, right on my spine. I got that one done in January of 2019 by Kelsey at Randy Adams Tattoo in Fort Worth, Texas. I don't think she tattoos there anymore. I think she's moved on to a different shop, but I would highly recommend her. She's super flexible with pricing, and if you're referenced by a friend, she'll definitely hook you up with a good deal. The reason that I got the butterfly on my back, like I said, it was from my grandmother. When we were younger, she used to take me and my little sister to the Dallas Arboretum, and there was this exhibit. I don't know if it's still there anymore or if they still do it, but there was an exhibit in the back where you would just walk into this big domed type greenhouse, and there were just butterflies everywhere, and I always remember how pretty it was, and that's like my most fond memory of her. And so when I walked into Kelsey's shop and I saw that she had some butterfly flash on the wall, I decided to get one done. And it's also just one of my favorite tattoos in general. I think it's really pretty, and I kind of regret getting it on my back because I can never fucking see it unless I take pictures of it or something like that. And so the fifth tattoo that I ever got was the wolf on my thigh. This one also gets a lot of questions about it. Most people think it's a bear when they first see it. I think it's just the way that the artist did it and the way that he shaded it. But it's supposed to be a wolf. I have this running theme for my left leg. I want to do an entire patchwork sleeve on that leg. And there's this one piece that I've wanted to get for so long, but I just cannot find an artist that I could trust to do it. It's an open shark jaw over my knee. And so for the left leg, I was really hoping to do a theme where everything on that leg has its mouth open. So I have the wolf, on my thigh there, and that was like the first piece to this patchwork sleeve. This one was done in Locked and Loaded Tattoo. It was also another shop in San Marcos, Texas. I don't remember the name of the artist, but I do know that he is the owner of the shop, and he's one of the only tattoo artists that work there. Devil's head on my thigh as well, and again, his mouth is open, his tongue sticking out. That's just the running theme for this patchwork sleeve that I'd like to get done. Devil's head on my thigh was actually done by Jayland, or J Baby Tattoo. You may know them if you follow me on Instagram. I give them a lot of praise for their work. They've done a few tattoos on me, and the Devil's Head was just a Friday the 13th flash tattoo basically. They did that one when they were tattooing at Classic in San Marcos. And then the next tattoo is actually the scorpion that's on my ribs. That one was done by Maddie in One and Only Tattoo, which is another tattoo shop in San Marcos. I actually went to Maddie specifically because she's known for really good cover-up tattoos, and the scorpion is actually a cover-up of one of my first ever tattoos that I hate talking about. It's the bane of my existence. If you followed me for long enough, you've probably seen it in some old photos, but it was a really shitty diaper pin, basically. It was supposed to be a safety pin. When I first turned 18, Donald Trump was recently elected into the office, and I wanted to get a safety pin done because at the time it was sort of a symbol of solidarity for the queer community. And I went to some random shop in my hometown. I didn't do any research on the artist, I didn't do any research on the design that I wanted. Just walked into the shop, picked the first artist that said they had a spot available and said, this is what I want. He ended up drawing it straight onto my skin, and so it was really stretched out. It was super cartoony, super blown out. The shading was shit. So yeah, I lived with that for God knows how long, and then finally I found Maddie in San Marcos, and I reached out to her, and she worked up a design for me based off of like what I told her I liked and what I didn't like, and ended up with this really sick scorpion tattoo. So I really like this one a lot. It's probably one of my favorite pieces. And then the biggest tattoo that I have, and the most asked about tattoo that I have, is the chest piece that I got from Jayland as well. But this time they did my chest piece at Modern Heart Tattoo in Austin, Texas. So first they worked at Classic Tattoo, then they moved to Modern Heart, and now I believe they live and work in Houston. And the Medusa is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. It's my top favorite tattoo of mine. Jayland absolutely fucking killed it. The reason that I got the Medusa piece was I just wanted something that would be like a sternum piece here. Once I got top surgery, I had double incision, and so I have scars that go all the way across my chest like this. And I'm not ashamed of my scars. I love them, and I love that I had the opportunity to get top surgery as early as I did in my transition. However, I knew that I had plans to move to a foreign country where trans people aren't necessarily as visible as they are in the United States. And so I decided to go ahead and get a tattoo to cover up my scars, mainly just for personal preference. Again, Jayland really convinced me on the Medusa piece, and I think they fucking killed it. Overall, I would say I get the most questions about that one just because people want to know how painful was it, how long did it take. It took about 3 hours, I want to say, and it was really not as painful as people make it out to be. Of course, everybody's pain tolerance level is different, but I had to ask Jayland specifically if they had even tattooed over my scars, and they were completely done with the outline. It didn't feel any different than if they had been tattooing my regular skin. I think it was because I waited a full year so that my scars were completely and totally healed up. They were soft, I had been taking care of them for a long time, so it just felt like normal skin. Yeah, I would say maybe like a 6 out of a scale of 10 for pain. The worst part was directly under my nipple, just because my nerves are still reconnecting there, and so it was a bit painful there, but otherwise super easy tattoo. And then the last 2 tattoos that I've gotten recently are done by the same artist. They were done by Cara Noel. She is based in Dallas, Texas, and she tattoos out of Folklore Trading Co. She did the 1999 script in the Old English font. I love that font. I think it's such a sexy font. And that one is above my right knee. And then she also did the Good Luck rune on my wrist. It was originally a stick and poke that I did because I was bored in quarantine and I lived by myself. And then when I went and got the 1999 done across my knee, I asked her just on a whim if she would touch this up for me, and she did a really great job. No problems, no questions asked. So there's definitely a lot more tattoos that I want and I plan on getting, but right now, obviously with COVID, everybody's kind of holed up at home. Nobody's really going out and getting tattoos done or anything like that. Fingers crossed that changes and I'm able to go out and really start working on getting more ink. Hey guys, editing Dakota here. For some reason, my camera cut off the last clip which is super frustrating, and I'm really not sure why it did that. But basically what I was trying to say is I do have plans to fill out a sleeve on my right arm and of course complete my patchwork sleeve on my left leg as soon as I can find an artist that I trust enough to do the open shark jaw around my knee. But yeah, again, super sorry that my camera cut off. Hopefully that doesn't happen very often in the future. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.